Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
That's right, which is mainly metal music and live music. I'm your host, Brian, joined with your other host,
Karen.
And this week we are finally recording again.
Yes, it's been a long time.
It's been about a month or more. Probably, just a little over a month, I'd say.
Probably more than a month, yeah.
That we've recorded. So the last few weeks we've been having like filler episodes of shit that we had recorded in the past. The Astroworld doc, Mark Morton, and a couple other things I think were in there. I can't remember all
the ticket price thing.
Oh, the Business Insider thing.
Business Insider, yeah.
So, yeah, we haven't done this in a while, so this might be a little...
choppy?
Shittier than normal. And for this, we're also not going to be doing sort of the segment things that we've been doing or trying out since the beginning of 2026. We will do the 4 concerts we saw, though, since coming back, so to speak.
Yes.
So we were on like a family trip. That's why we had like the filler episodes and whatnot. And then we came back and we had like 4 back-to-back concerts, basically, that we ended up going to. And yeah, that's what we're going to do, sort of just concert reports on all 4 of those shows.
Right. I do want to preference it's been over a week since we've seen any of these shows.
Yes.
So take that into account.
Yeah, we'll see how much we kind of remember. This will be a fun little thing for us to try to figure out. Maybe not for you, the listener, but for us, for sure. But before we dive into that, we've been starting to do some sort of housekeeping stuff at the front of the episode, which is, you can just reach out to us. You can leave a comment on our YouTube videos if you're listening to this on YouTube. If you follow us on Instagram, definitely you can comment or message us there, and we'll respond as we can, as well as our email, metalvice1@gmail.com. Always feel free to shoot us a message there as well. So yeah, if you're just listening to us, those are the ways you can connect to us. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment or message us on Instagram or email. So either way, by all means, reach out. Let us know if you're enjoying this or you kind of like want us to stop doing those segment things where we go over the news and future concerts and whatnot. But yeah, love to hear from you. So I guess, move on to the concert report. Starting with the first one, which was Slaughter to Provel.
Yes.
This was Monday, April 20th, 4/20, at the Aragon Ballroom here in Chicago. Tickets for this were $45 with $14.25 in fees and $5.93 in tax. I did not say who the openers were, which were Whitechapel and Attila. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, that's okay.
Had we seen Attila before?
I thought we had, but I don't think we had.
Okay.
I feel like that they were maybe they were at like a festival or something, but we didn't.
That's what I was thinking. They sounded very familiar when we listened to them.
Like, I mean, they're like a metalcore band, so they kind of sound like everything else.
They are like a metalcore band, but they're the metalcore I like.
Yes. Yeah.
There's metalcore I don't like.
Right.
And there's metalcore I like. This is the metalcore I like.
It's not emo metalcore.
Right.
Yeah.
They definitely have the softer singing bits from time to time, but then it's definitely more of a Whitechapel type of, not Whitechapel,
Wait,
that's the one. You're one of your favorites.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I got from them anyway. During their show, I know they were like constantly not yelling at the crowd, but always trying to get the crowd involved in the pits.
Yeah.
Like, come on, don't be pussies, be strong. Like, come on, get in the pit and do shit. And like, they said that a lot.
They did.
I was going to ask you about that. Like, you hate when bands are like, come on, give us more. You don't be little dicks. Don't be pussies. Like, come on, be men, be strong. Brr.
Yeah. It got to me a couple times. I remember kind of being like, oh my God, like just, I get it. I get it. I mean, the next show we talk about had some of the same stuff, but it's not. So every time that we bring this up, I always talk about Vomit Forth when I saw them in Ireland, and it just pissed me off. But the thing that pissed me off was the wording, or like when he said, I came all the way from America to play for you. And I'm like, well, I came from America to see you play. So play, don't complain. That's where it kind of is. So that wasn't sad. I mean, they didn't say anything like that here. So I don't know. I get it. I get you had to get the crowd moving, especially for an opening band. So I think that they were just playing off of that. So
yeah, I mean, we saw Vomit Forth with the Chaos and Carnage tour last year.
Last year, yes.
Was that what it was? And they had similar vibes with their banter as well there.
Nobody was here for that show.
Right.
So that Chaos and Carnage, there was like 7 or 8 bands.
Yes.
And it started early, like
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock. And by the time we got in there was like absolutely nobody there. And I think they were the first band. No, they were the second band.
They were the second, yeah.
But like nobody was there yet.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, it's like I don't remember what day it was, but it was like a Tuesday or Thursday in Chicago. Like people have to get downtown get in and like working and stuff. So
and there was also a band, I can't remember who it was, but during the pre-party at Milwaukee Metal Fest 2025.
Oh yeah, those young
little kids who were doing stuff very similar, like, come on, this is all you guys got. You can do like, kind of shit like that.
And the pre-party for Milwaukee Metal Fest is like old people.
Yeah.
Like we're not in the pits and stuff.
So like that type of crowd banter and like yelling at the crowd and calling them out and whatnot was a little different than Attila almost. Like Attila was like, come on, don't be pussies. Like, come on, you're not going to get hurt. It's going to be fun. Like that was a little different than being like, you guys, it's with Vomit Forth and that band at Milwaukee. Again, I can't remember who it was at Milwaukee Metal Fest. Their sort of interaction was more of like, you guys fucking suck. I can't believe I'm wasting my time up here for
that's a good way to put
nothing.
Yeah.
Where Attila was more of like,
just
come on,
encouraging the
crowd. It was more of encouragement.
Yeah.
The whole like calling people pussies and whatnot. I was like, come on, like this macho masculinity bullshit. Like I'm not a fan of that in general. And like knowing who Slaughter is, I kind of had that connotation of like they're sort of the broy macho, like strength, muscles, that's all that's important, attitude. And like I'm not a fan of that in general.
Yeah.
So I was like, the whole broness of it, I was like, oh, come on, you don't need to do that. All of that to say, I really enjoyed their music. Outside of that little crowd interaction and whatnot, I really, really liked their music.
That's good.
But again, it's metalcore. A small dose goes a long way for me.
Yeah.
But this is the metalcore I would like to see.
Yeah. I like them. And I think I knew like one or two of their songs. I can't remember the set list, and I haven't listened to it since we went, but
them with Wage War would be awesome.
Yeah.
As well as a band that we're not going to talk about today, but in the next episode, Polaris would be a lot of fun.
Yes. I would agree there.
All three of those bands are metalcore. They have very similar vibes. I think that'd be fun. But by the end of the
night, I think you would be like, I'm done with this.
If we're in the crowd energy would make it worth it. Like we've been to a Wage War show at Concord. That was like the crowd was fucking insane.
Yeah. Or like
so having that all night long would be a blast.
Yeah, like Whitechapel at House of Blues that one time. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be next week's episode when we talk about Polaris. So I'll save my comments for that.
That would be a cool little lineup for that.
Yeah.
We didn't really talk about getting into this again. Like we've talked about going into Aragon a lot and how we don't like going into Aragon. It can be a hit and miss process. It's very, very. I've seen them take people's chapstick away and whatnot, thinking it was drugs or I don't know what the fuck they were thinking.
Yeah, I don't know what their problem was.
Other times you can get through with no issue whatsoever. It's like a very TSA approach to security at the Aragon in terms of sometimes you take your laptop out, sometimes you don't.
Oh,
it's like the rules aren't rules. They're sort of whoever's there that night and whatever the fuck they feel like, basically.
Yeah, and what they see and what they don't see.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're waiting in line to go in, and we're just sort of, I hate this. I hate getting in. The line's already long. The show's about to start in like 10 fucking minutes, and we're way the fuck back. I did not expect that. Like, we purposely waited. We went to a bar and got a drink, and purposely waited till doors were very close because the line wasn't that long. You couldn't see the line and whatnot. I was like, oh, we'll get in quick then. No, the line was still long, and it was going very slow, and I was starting to get pissed off.
That's one thing about, we talked about Aragon, but the line goes so slow.
Right, and I think that's by design.
Yeah, so people pay the $40 to skip the line.
The fast lane thing. That's my tinfoil hat. I think that's what they're doing.
Was it this night? Oh, no, I think it was Blood Incantation, where they only had one door open.
Yes, yeah.
So this night they had both doors open.
But we're standing there. I was getting a little pissed off, and there's this couple in front of us talking, having a good time, and they were irritating me just a little bit because they were happy and I wanted to be in a pissy mood. But then they started like turning to us. I can't remember what the conversation, how it started, but I think they asked us like, have you ever been here? Is it a cool venue?
Yeah.
And we're like, it's fine. Like, it's a cool venue, but it sucks getting in.
And I said the good part for me is the stage is tall or high up, so you can see the band from basically almost anywhere that you are.
And they're like, yeah, we're in from Milwaukee.
From Wisconsin.
All right.
Not Milwaukee.
Well, we ended up talking about Milwaukee somehow.
We did, yeah. Because they go to a lot of shows in Milwaukee.
And we're like, oh, we love going to the rave. And they're like, oh, well, we were at Orbit Culture or something a couple weeks ago. Like, holy shit, we were there. Oh, we're going back for Behemoth. They're like, holy shit, we're going to be at that show too.
Yeah.
And then it just started rolling into like, we went to this show. Well, we were at that show too. We were going to this show. Oh, we're going to be there too.
Hey, you should go on Headbanger's Boat. Hey, we do.
Right. Yeah. And it's like, you guys should definitely go down Headbanger's Boat. And then like I pulled out my arm, I rolled my coat up to show like my Headbanger's tattoo.
Yeah.
And then the guy pulls his shirt up to show that he has a Headbanger's tattoo as well. And it was like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome.
So, needless to say, we have new friends.
Yeah, but new friends at the show.
Yeah.
Which we ended up meeting at the Behemoth show, which is one of the shows we're going to talk about here shortly in this episode.
Yep.
So I wanted to talk about that. The other thing I want to talk about was a new thing for Aragon is their coat check. So it was a cold night. We took coats because I didn't want to. I was like, fuck it, I'm just going to go to coat check. It was $10 an item, so pretty expensive. Normally it's like $5, I think.
Yeah.
But it's Live Nation, so they're going to fuck you as much as they can. And luckily I was able to put both coats in one. They only charged me for one. But you go down, like the coat check area at Aragon is shitty. So if you're walking in, it's over to your right by the men's restrooms. You go downstairs, down
across
these
the
really,
hall from
yes, across the hall.
Yeah.
There's very narrow staircase that goes down. It's split in two. I think one side is supposed to be the exit when it's busy, and the other side is supposed to be just one lane where you go down. And then you typically would go down and wait for like next, and then you go up there and hand me your ticket, and they'd go find your coat. Show up this time, there's two people sitting there, same thing typically. There's nobody down there. So I walk up, and there's like a little tablet in front of me. And she's like, all right, she turns it around. It's like, all right, go ahead and fill out this information, and then we can go ahead and get your coat from you. And then like audibly said, what the fucking shit? And quite loudly, I think. And she's like, oh yeah, this is the new process we have to do. So you put your phone number in. I don't think you put your email in. And so I did that. I was like, well, what the fuck ever? And I hit okay. And I take a step back, and then it turns to a photo screen to take your photo. I'm like, what the fucking shit again? It ended up taking my photo from like my nose up.
So you're one of the 100,000 bald guys.
Yeah, I was going to say that because I think this is to help them be like, hey, I don't have my ticket anymore.
Yeah.
What's my thing? Oh, well, let's find your photo, basically.
Yeah.
Like using facial recognition and whatnot. It was so fucking shitty and stupid. And then she's like, go ahead, when you come back down, try to get into this lane. And that basement is not set up to like if you needed to be in the far lane or whatnot.
Yeah.
Like it's set up very well to stand in the queue, wait for next person, please, and then walk to that person. I think the thing is behind them was where the coats needed to line up and whatnot. In any case, I was like, okay. I came back down later in the night. We left a little early. She remembered me, maybe because of all my swearing at the computer.
You were like, fuck you for doing this.
This old man can't deal with technology and whatnot. So it was kind of shit. I don't like that. We don't need to add technology to everything in life. A little piece of paper with a number on it works just fine.
Yeah. Maybe that's why it's more expensive too, because I'm sure that they're paying for a service.
Maybe. Yeah.
So, but anyways.
So I just wanted to call that out as well. Coat check now is much more shittier than it was. Moving along to Whitechapel, I guess.
Yeah, and we've seen Whitechapel so many times. We've talked about them so many times. So
one thing we didn't say, we're not going to go through the set list for these shows because we have so much to get through.
Yeah. And also it's been a while. So
yes.
And almost every single band we've seen before. Almost.
Just about.
Yeah, there's like 3 that we haven't. So.
Yeah, there's a okay number we haven't. Well, I mean, I think it's more than 3. Attila we didn't see. I think almost all of the Malevolence show we hadn't seen other than Malevolence.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that. I was just going off a Guiltrrip. I was like, no, we've seen that one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And then we saw Riding Christ. Anyway, we're diving into other things. We did add as much of these songs as we can to our playlist, though, on Spotify. So what we do whenever we see a new concert, if you're unaware, we have a playlist where we basically just take that set list, add them in order to the playlist. If you see a band multiple times, we don't typically add that song more than once unless it's like a special version or something we saw.
Oh my God, you didn't say net new songs.
Did I not say net new songs?
Not this time.
Oh, well.
That drives me so insane.
You don't like when I say that?
No.
All right.
It's so technical, like net new.
I'll work on changing up my vocab. I'm glad you expressed this to me.
After 4 years?
Yeah, after 4 years of doing this shit. Any case, Whitechapel, their set, what'd you think of that?
I didn't enjoy it too much.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
The lighting was shitty to me. It was those backlights into the crowd again.
Okay.
That was one thing I didn't like.
Okay.
What was the thing you didn't like?
I didn't feel like it was mixed very well. It was very, very, very guitar forward. The vocals were very muted and muffly, and just all you could hear was guitar.
The acoustics that night.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
I guess I got that a little bit as well. I did pick that up as well. I didn't like it because it all sounded the same to me. It was very repetitive.
Yeah.
It sounded very, very much the same to me.
They didn't play anything from Kin or Valley, the Valley, right?
No, so they, after putting these on our set list, it was their newest album, Hymns of Dissonance.
Yeah.
And then like 3 or 4 songs off their first album. And that's it.
Yeah.
And they played the album in full, start to finish, at the top of the show.
Okay, I was wondering if they did that or not.
And
so that's crazy because they just toured on Hymns of Dissonance
last year in Europe. They did, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we did that here in the States.
No, we went to that show, didn't we?
No.
The show that we saw at House of Blues wasn't the Hymns of Dissonance.
I don't think it was in full, was it? Last year? It may have been.
I think it was.
Oh shit! Okay,
but maybe not.
I didn't think it was. I thought they released it, did a proper show, and then they went to Europe.
You might be right
on their second leg of that.
Yeah, because they played like Bloodsoaked Symphony during that show.
Saw's the Law.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was like a proper set.
It might have been, yeah.
Which this could have been the set they just got done touring in Europe on, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't like that. I mean,
you don't like the new album, though.
I don't. When the new album came out, that was my critique. Is like it was very generic deathcore sounding. It sounds like all the other deathcore to me. It didn't have. I love when they do the soft and clean, the clean and dirty vocals. I love when they do that.
Yeah.
And there's like very little to none of that on the new album.
Well, and we found Whitechapel after the Kin album, and so like that's where we started listening to them, which was what 2022.
Somewhere in there, yeah.
It probably came out in 2021, so we probably saw it in 2022. And we listened to the shit of Kin and The Valley. So those are the 2 albums that have a lot of the melodic parts. And I listen to a lot more of the older stuff as well. I do listen to the new album as well, but mostly The Valley and the Kin are the 2 that I gravitate
Is their older
to.
stuff more similar to this new album, or
I feel like
more similar to Kin?
No, not like Kin. No, it's heavier. A lot of growls and stuff, not as much clean vocals.
Okay.
But it has a different sound.
Okay.
That is better than the Hymns of Dissonance, because I get what you're saying now. Like, because I know when it first came out, you were like, "Oh, I don't like this because they all sound the same," and I was like, "No, they don't. There's like so many differences." And now that when I listen to it, I'm like, "This is."
There are a couple of tracks that do like they hit hard on that album because it's so different than everything else.
Yeah.
I can't remember. There's like a drum bit or something. Like I've listened to like a handful of times when it first came out, and I really haven't touched it since. But I remember there being a couple of songs that like when it came out, I was like, oh, this I like. But mostly I think because it was so different than everything else on the album.
Yeah. Like I don't know the names very well, but there's like we hunt, we kill, how's it go?
Feasts.
We feast, we conquer, we hunt, we kill, we
like
feast,
repeat.
we conquer. Yeah. So I mean, like there are songs that like have some depth to them, and then there's other songs that are just like this sounds just like the song that was just played.
Yep.
So, and I don't feel like their early albums did that at all. I don't know what this one had, but
so I was surprised you didn't enjoy their set as much, but that was more of the acoustics and the mixing at the show necessarily more, not necessarily the music itself.
We saw them with Lorna Shore at the Radius as well, and I feel like when they are not the headliners, it's mixed horribly.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've kind of noticed that, and I don't know what it is about it, but
interesting.
Because when we saw them with Lorna Shore, I was like, I didn't like it either.
Yeah, huh.
And they also did the lights at Lorna Shore.
Yeah, this backing light thing is becoming more and more popular. At least it was, and it felt like it was dying out. But now, certain bands use it a lot more. Whitechapel has done this now, like the last 2 or 3 times we've seen them, and I do not like it.
Well, we'll wait and see what we think about next week's episode when we record that.
Very similar vibes. Moving along, I guess.
Slaughter.
Yeah, let's get to that. They used to be one of your big bands. Going into the show, I remember asking you didn't.
I kept saying we were going to see Whitechapel, not necessarily Slaughter.
Right. So we just got back from our trip. We were still a little jet lagged. We weren't sure how long we were going to make it through this show. Yeah. We're like, you can just go after Whitechapel. We don't need to see Slaughter. I was like, are you sure? Like, that's one of your bands. They're like, it was a couple years ago. So you weren't necessarily like, I hate Whitechapel or
Slaughter.
Slaughter. But you're like, I don't need to stay
Yeah.
for that long.
So before seeing them live, the first time we saw them was at Milwaukee Metal Fest last year, right?
Was that the first time?
Yeah. And I was so excited. And then it was so underwhelming to see them perform. And I was like, that was it? Like, that was, I don't know. And then we saw them at, when did we see them again? Incarceration, yes. And at Incarceration, they did the whole, so they just done, I think, Download, where they did like the largest wall of death or whatever. So they tried to recreate it at Incarceration. That whole 15 minutes, I don't even know how long it took them to do that. That turned me off.
It lasted a lot longer than it needed to.
Yes.
Of like, keep this pit growing, get it longer, get it longer, get it longer. And it was very slow to get the pit built. That right there, I think, is when I was like, I'm done. Now,
and some of Alex's personality, I've really been away from.
That like broiness and whatnot.
Yeah. And like, and some of the fans, like, I felt, and we even talked to the people that we met in line. We talked to them at Behemoth, and I guess there was fights in the pit during Slaughter and like all this stuff. And it's like, I feel like people like are coming wanting to be the fist and knuckle or like blood and knuckles or whatever that like Alex shows on his Instagram, and he fights bears and stuff. And at first I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then I'm like, it's kind of stupid. I don't know. There's just been a lot that has turned me off on them, and I just don't listen to them anymore, which is fine. I mean, we do that with a lot of bands where we listen to them a lot and then stop listening.
I think their music's good.
Yeah.
I don't think their music's great. So like when you first got into them, you played them for me. I was like, this is fine, but it's not something I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing.
As I'm waking up and making my coffee and screaming, Demolitioner.
Yeah, exactly. So like, I get people are into like, you can be into whatever you want. Like, that's fine. Yeah. We don't have to like the same music. I think this is good music. I think it's a fun show, but it's not the thing that I'm going to go ape shit for like some people do. So the whole broiness thing, again, like I said earlier, I really don't like the broy aspect of things.
With that being said though, I really enjoyed the show. We stayed for almost all of it. We left with like 4 songs left or something like that.
So
we left after the Wall of Death.
Yes. Yeah. The stage setup was a little annoying for me leading up to them, because they had that giant riser at the front where Alex would walk back and forth mostly on. And that's where behind that was where the drum kits for the other bands were, which you couldn't see the drum kits for any of the bands. Yeah. And it's like, I kind of want to see the fucking drum kit.
Yeah,
that's
because they had that riser out the whole time. Yeah.
But the riser was blocking it. It's like, why the fuck is this riser out here? And all it is for Alex to pace back and forth. So if that said, their stage presence, their stage show isn't that great. It's just not. The 4 of them or 5 of them like playing their songs and like
I think it's getting better though than when we saw them at Milwaukee Metal Fest, which was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I think it's getting better. I like that their drum kit is bigger now, which I understand everybody needs to start somewhere. But for doing headlining sets, especially they headlined Milwaukee Metal Fest, and I'm like, that stage is so huge at the Aragon, and it was just like this little teeny tiny drum set and like nothing on the stage, and there wasn't, the only presence there was Alex.
Yes.
And he does the thing where he like screams without a microphone, everybody can hear him, like all these things that he's done, like it's just old. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
like at first it was cool because it's like, and that's how I think a lot of fans found him though, is like those made the Instagram moments, that made the TikTok moments, like all that stuff.
For us, it's getting old for sure. Yeah. For me, it is definitely. Yeah. But at the same time, like I said, it's not the music I'm gonna go apeshit for. Yeah. Slipknot, Spit It Out. Yeah, get it on your knees. I like that. It's not getting old for. I mean, I'm getting old for it. It's not getting old for me.
We can't do it.
Right. But I love that when they do that. So like, again, that's just what I enjoy and don't enjoy. I will say, you brought up the whole like screaming without the microphone and everybody can hear him thing. I was curious to see if he would do that for this show. This is a fucking massive venue.
I mean, he's done it at festivals and stuff too. So.
I mean, I don't remember it at Incarceration. Yeah. He must have done it there. I was like, as you get bigger and play bigger and bigger crowds, you're not going to be able to do that to much effectiveness outside of the few hundred people in front of you.
Playing like a stadium and stuff.
Right. Once you go further back, like they're not going to be able to hear you. So it's going to kind of suck that little bit. So are you going to keep doing this?
Yeah.
And I figured this would be a good test because this is a large venue and we were in the back and I was like, this is not going to sound good. And he doesn't necessarily scream without a microphone.
He has it in his hand.
Has it in his hand far away from his face.
Yeah.
So
I
you
heard
can
that
hear
too.
it on the PA system
Yeah.
and it gets picked up by the microphone. It's much quieter though. And so it's like, okay, that is kind of cool because the crowd does hush down a little bit so they can hear it. They know it's coming.
Yeah.
And it's loud, but it's also like not loud. You know what I mean?
I feel like he's changed his stance because he used to like hold his arms way back,
Yeah.
and now he holds them out. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
Like,
so
I
it
think
still
it's
picks it
a
up
little
some.
bit different. Yeah.
So I did like how they sort of adjusted to accommodate sort of their growingness and whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah. But listening to the songs, I got back into that. I mean,
Yep.
it was again where I'm like, oh yeah, I like this song. Oh yeah, I like this song.
Yep.
So it's not like I've completely written them off. It's just not my go-to anymore.
Yeah. I enjoyed the show a lot. They're said a lot actually. Attila a lot. Whitechapel not so much. If we weren't so tired, we could have been closer in the crowd and in the energy.
That's true.
But then again, like that macho broiness, I don't know if we wanted to
Yeah.
experience that as much.
Yeah.
All in all, though, a pretty solid show.
It was good.
Let's go ahead and move on to our next one, Malevolence.
Malevolence.
And before we get too far into that is a boat show because Malevolence was on the first year of the boat.
Yes.
I did take my vest to go see this, so I'll go put that on real quick. I don't know why the fuck I do this. I just like doing it.
So now we're that podcast where we have outfit changes in the middle.
I guess so. Only for this episode. Normally we don't do outfit changes.
Can you fix it though?
Oh shit, yeah.
Thank you.
But no, I made these for the boat. I like wearing them when I go to see one of the bands who was on it. And Malevolence was on year one.
Yes.
On their merch table, they had patches, which I could have bought. I should have bought one, actually. So I think I talked about that with this vest when we put it together. I bought their patch from their shop over in England or wherever the fuck they're from. I think they're from England or wherever their shop is.
UK. Yeah.
Came over. I think it's still listed in New York and New Jersey. If you go to the tracking, like that package
you
got
still have the
lost,
tracking?
and it's still sitting in like customs in like New York and New Jersey or something like that. So it's been there for like 4 fucking years.
You'll get it in 10 years.
Yeah, I had to buy one on like Etsy or something real quick because I need this patch right away.
Yeah.
I could have replaced the one on this with a proper one, but I did not. Anywho, this tour was Malevolence, Guiltrrip, and there were 2 other bands. Do you remember who they were?
Yes. Give me just 1 second. I do.
While you looked it up, this was the Representing United Kingdom Metal and Hardcore Across North America 2026 tour. Really kind of cool, but long name, I think. This was at Milwaukee's XRay Arcade. And Karen, do you have those bands?
Yeah. So it was Suffer No Fools and Chamber were the other 2 bands.
Suffer No Fools before Guiltrrip, and then Chamber.
No, it was Suffer No Fools, Chamber, Guiltrrip,
Okay,
Malevolence.
bottom of the bill up. Okay. So Suffer No Fools, I think, was a local band.
Yes, I think so. Just because they said they played their first show at X-Ray Arcade.
Yeah.
Let's talk about X-Ray Arcade a little bit.
Yeah. Real quick, though,
Oh, sorry.
ticket prices. Tickets for this were $17 with $4.33 in fees and $1.22 in tax. Let's talk about X-Ray Arcade then.
Okay.
I like talking about the numbers. I do.
So X-Ray Arcade is not in Milwaukee. It's in a different town.
You don't remember the name,
I
do
can't
you?
remember it.
It's over by the airport, though.
Yes, it's like behind the airport. So, yeah, you have to like go all the way to the lake and then drive down.
Yep.
And then over. It's in a really cute town, actually.
Very old school Midwestern small town feel.
Yeah, like what you would think, and not like, I guess some of the suburbs of Chicago are that way, but it's very small townish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it's in just like a neighborhood in a converted house.
You kept saying that, and I guess I got the vibe.
You don't
from
see
it.
the house?
I mean, there's like no walls in the floor, so I guess that's the converted aspect you're talking about.
Yeah. But like from the outside, you can tell it's a house.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it reminds me of like just any corner sort of place here in Chicago. Like if you go out to like the smaller neighborhoods over by like Beat Kitchen and whatnot. To me, that's the vibe I got. But I definitely saw the house aspect you were talking about for sure.
Okay, good. Because it's a house.
We've wanted to go here for a long time. Or I have.
Yeah.
Once we learned about it. And then we were at a show, the Orbit Culture show, I think. And we met some other boat friends there.
Yep.
And they were telling us about X-Ray. We were saying, hey, we're going to this show. And they're like, oh, you're going to love it. X-Ray is so much, like, it's such a cool venue. It's an arcade. They have arcade machines and cabinets you can play. So I was very excited for that. We talked about getting rolls of quarters out from the bank so we can go play just endless games all night long and whatnot.
I'm glad we didn't do that.
Yeah, so when we walk in, there's this massive fucking bar, and there's maybe
6 machines?
6 to 10 machines
Yeah, there's not very
along the
many.
back wall, which it's a small venue, so people just sort of huddle around there, not playing, just sort of leaning on them and watching the show from back there.
Yeah.
So not very conducive to playing the video games aspect of things. So we didn't play any video games. They did have House of the Dead 1, which would have been fun to play.
Oh, okay. I didn't even.
It's like one of the shooting
really
games I grew up loving to play
Okay.
and whatnot. So then you work your way down along the side of the bar, and that's where you have the merch tables are set up. Just on the other side of the merch tables is where the bathrooms are, and a little walkway to go outside to like the backyard
Yes.
of the house.
Yeah, the backyard of the house.
Little patio there you can hang out on with tables and whatnot.
I liked the backyard.
It was nice.
Yeah, because they had a fire pit. Well, they had a grill and stuff. So I'm like,
Did they have a fire pit?
yeah, there's a fire pit.
I remember you saying it would have been cool if they had one, and I was like, that's not a good idea because somebody's going to run in with a burning stick.
Wasn't there a fire pit in between those circle chairs?
I don't think there may. I didn't go back there and check it out.
Okay.
I assume there wasn't, but there could have been.
I did say it'd be funny if somebody had a stick and like went in and like.
I was like, that would
In the
definitely
pit.
happen in the pit for sure
Yeah.
at some shows.
But yeah, picnic tables, a patio, grassy area. We spent a lot of time outside because
After every band, they would come out there and
Yeah.
everybody would hang out and
Yeah.
have smokes and
yeah,
whatnot.
because it's like fenced in, so there's no like rechecking tickets or anything.
Really
like
love
that.
when venues do that. But
Yeah.
why did we spend most of our time out there?
Because it was fucking hot.
It was steamy in there for sure.
Like it was chilly-ish outside, but there was absolutely no. I was looking around. I didn't see any vents for like air conditioning. So summer might be a little
Yeah.
toasty. And then also they had the front door open and then that patio door open. But I think how they were like positioned, there's no airflow. Like it was so hot. They had one fan, I think, because we did stand
One or
by
two, yeah.
Yeah, maybe 2, because we did find a position like by the bathrooms. It's like, oh, if I stand right here, I
Yep.
can feel the fan. But I went and stood out. You could hear the band just fine. You couldn't see them obviously from outside, but I just went and stood by the door for a while because it was so hot.
They did have speakers outside. Did they pump some of the
They
music
did.
through? I can't remember
Yes.
because we talked about that. And we're like,
did
they
they?
probably aren't going to do
No,
that
they
because
didn't.
it's in a neighborhood.
They didn't, but you could hear it by the door
Yeah,
just
yeah.
because of how it funnels. The bathrooms have the music going.
Okay.
Wait, does the bathroom have the music going, or
No,
can you
that's
just hear
that's
it?
a different venue we're going to talk about here shortly.
Sorry, we're getting all confused here.
Yeah. But very, very small venue. I honestly, I found this venue nice. I liked this venue
Oh,
quite
really?
a bit. It was,
I have no desire to go back.
it's very divey
It
kind of
is,
vibe
yeah.
to it. It's,
Yeah.
The beer was cheap. Like I enjoyed this venue a lot.
It did remind me of a version of like Beat Kitchen or Subterranean or something like that. Like a smaller, very narrow, small venue where it's
Yeah.
just like the stage, the bar, and then the venue.
It gave off Reggie's vibes to me a little bit. Not like the way the venue's set up or anything like that, but just sort of like I could
Divey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't get Reggie's vibe. I have a different
Okay.
view. Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely not Reggie's vibe to me. But
Just like I said, just a slight little bit
Okay.
of a Reggie's vibe for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Is that enough about the venue, or do you want to keep
no,
talking?
I
about
think
it?
that's fine.
I will
Yeah.
say one other thing. They did have food. We didn't get any of the food.
Oh, they did,
But
yeah,
it was
like-
like small fried bits and whatnot.
fried bits, yeah. Like they had a whole vegan menu though.
Did they
on there.
really?
Yeah, because there was a whole page of vegan stuff, and then which I don't even know what all was on there. But then they have like fries, chicken tenders,
Interesting.
other fried foods. Yeah.
Well, fries would be vegan, would they not? A potato's not an animal.
Well, unless it's fried in duck fat.
That's true.
Those are so good.
They are so good.
What was that?
That's definitely
stand?
Bruges Brothers
Bruce
was the
Butters.
food truck. Yeah.
Yes.
Any case, we're getting off on tangents here.
Yeah, of course we are.
This was 4 bands, 4 hardcore bands.
Yes. Yeah.
So you definitely got the Karate Kid hardcore pits going on and whatnot.
And every single person was like, or every single band was like, move forward, close it up. Like,
Which you get at hardcore
Yeah.
shows. And even at some just like push pits, they call them now. They call them push pits, I think, is what I've heard on like reels and whatnot
Okay.
recently. I like to call them ping pong pits. I like the ping
Yeah,
pong
yeah,
ball type,
yeah.
just bouncing around and whatnot. Anywho, I call them the Karate Kid pits or the 2-step pits or whatever the fuck you want to call them, the hardcore pits. But you know, we've seen this at like Reggie's, for instance, where even like a thrash metal band will come up and the pit will just get
Yeah.
way too big,
And then it never
people
closes
do
in.
not consolidate it down.
Yeah.
With hardcore pits, I understand why people don't close it down.
Yeah. I can't remember if it was chamber or Guiltrrip, but one of them used the same terminology that was at the Subterranean show with Dying Wish, which we went to see Dying Wish there, but they were like, oh, move forward. Like, you're not going to get hurt. It's fine.
Yeah.
Like, move forward. And then it's like, or like they would start a song and they would be like, oh, this one's a slow one. It's okay. Like, just move forward. Let's close it in. And then like immediately it's like, I'm going to kick you in the face. And literally I'm going to kick you in the face.
It wasn't Guiltrrip. It was
Chamber?
the one before them. Which I loved their crowd banter back and forth.
Yeah.
Because like, come on, move it in. We're going to play a slow one. We're going to slow it down just a little bit. And then he'd like play a little riff or something or a few chords. Like, see, come on. Like, that's not heavy at all. You're going to be fine. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And then they'd start to go really hard. And then eventually he'd come back and the next song say something very similar. And they go really hard again. And then the third song, they do it again. And then the singer comes out and he's like, because this is like the guitarist who's saying all this. And the singer would come out and was like, yeah, if you can't tell, we fucking lie all the time.
Yeah.
I loved their banter.
Loved that. Okay.
I thought it was so much fun.
Yeah. And I get it with like I mean, like it is, they do want it like condensed for the hardcoreness to like have that,
Right.
You know, vibe and stuff, especially for surfers, stage divers and stuff
Yep.
like that. You want it condensed in for stage divers for sure.
Yes.
Like you don't want people just falling on their heads. But I don't like hardcore shows. I think I was very turned off by it. When we saw Malevolence on the boat, I don't remember the hardcore aspect. I'm sure it was there.
The boat was a different vibe for sure.
Yeah. But like putting them all together, it's obviously hardcore.
Yeah.
But like when they're kind of different with like the bands that were year one, I didn't get that much of a hardcore vibe.
I really, really, really hate the fucking hardcore Karate Kid pits. Like, every time I see it, it makes me laugh inside and just be like, God damn, that looks so fucking stupid. And then you see like the big macho guy, same thing, like the broiness of like Slaughter Provel. You have all the big old bros coming in and like punching the air as hard as they can. Like, Mode, that motherfucker beat the shit out of that air. Holy shit. Did you see him? He's like sweating how hard he hit that fucking air in front of him. And just over and over and over, he hit that fucking air. And holy shit, there's a roundhouse kick too. Whoa, this guy's fucking tough. Like, I fucking hate the Karate Kid pits so much. With that said, I'm really, really starting to love hardcore music. The music I really fucking like. I like hardcore music so much more than deathcore. To me, hardcore is way above deathcore, where you are fucking entrenched in deathcore right now.
Yeah.
I'm starting to really, really like hardcore music, just not
The shows.
pits.
The pits.
Which sucks because they put on amazing shows.
Yeah.
So much good fucking energy in the crowd and there. I don't want the fucking have to look about being punched in the fucking face.
One thing about hardcore is, and this kind of sucks for the bands, is there's a lot of them are like, they call it like underground hardcore or whatever, you know, like, so they're not the big band names that are playing big shows. So a lot of the venues are the very small shows, using Subterranean as an example, because I feel like that's one of the smaller venues that we've been to during a hardcore show. And it doesn't matter. Like, I mean, you could only have 5 people in the pit, but you're getting punched if you're 5 rows back. Right. Like, because it's so small. And some of the people, the part that I don't like.
And some of the people like it's rooted in like the punk, like it, to me, hardcore is the bridge between punk and metal. And I've said that before. And like the hardcoreness or the punkness of it, of like, you're a fucking poser, I'm gonna fucking beat you for being a poser type thing. Like, I'm not having, like, that's how we have fun. Like, I know that's not necessarily true.
But there's people that do that. They actually go after the crowd. Yeah.
And we've seen that, I think, at that Dying Wish show or something.
Yeah, I can't remember
where people would like throw the punches.
It wasn't a Dying Wish show, right? Like, they didn't headline it, did they?
I think they did.
Oh, did they? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, like those people were throwing punches 7 rows back. Like, they were going after people.
So like, I really enjoy the music. It's a lot of fun. It's got like thrashy elements at times to it.
It does.
That I really enjoy. It's got like, I'm really liking hardcore music. The more and more I listen to it, the more it's growing on me. And it's taken a long time for it to grow on me, for sure. It's just those pits. I can't.
You can't get into it.
I can't get into it. It's like that. It's also like that. Whenever I see it, it reminds me of that that girl in the Olympics who did the breakdancing. Like it's just a matter of time before the two-step is an Olympic sport, and then like who can go out there and do their Karate Kid routine more
I think
better.
two-step is cool. I wish I could two-step. The Karate Kid routine is shitty, but two-step is different than that.
Yeah.
Like.
But they get blended together.
Yeah.
Like you'll have a two-stepper come out, and then they'll start throwing their fists. You know what I mean? Like,
there's a difference.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This was a great show from a musical standpoint for me. It was cool to check out this venue finally, but the pit aspect, we weren't really affected by it. The pit was pretty respectful of everybody else who didn't want to be in the pit.
Yeah.
So they were very respectful of that, but it was very large because people were out there doing that. People didn't want to get close.
That's true. Like it did seem very, very sold, but if everybody would have moved forward, there would have been plenty of room.
Right. This was a sold out show.
Yeah.
Too.
It was a sold out show.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was the last show of their tour.
That's what they said. Yeah.
So
I had fun. I did have fun, but I could have had more fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think if it was cooler, I would wonder how like the summer is, like if they do have air conditioning or anything like that. Because oh man, I would not want to be there when it's like, I mean, because it was only like 60 or 50 when we went.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to be there when it's 80
in the
or
summer,
90. Yeah.
where it can get up there in the hundreds.
Also, from our perspective, I don't know if we would go that often, just because to get there you do need a vehicle.
Yeah.
Or I guess we could Uber.
I mean, the metro from Chicago, one of the stops right before Milwaukee is the airport.
Oh yeah, but then
I wonder if it's walkable.
I don't think so. It doesn't look. It doesn't look walkable. Well, I mean, anything's walkable.
Sure, anything is walkable. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like this might not be a venue we go to all that often.
Yeah.
It was a cool venue to check out, and like we can finally check it off the list of ones we've been to.
It's a new venue. Yeah. It's not on my favorite list by any means. Me personally.
Okay, fair. Move on then to the next show.
Sure.
All right.
This is at one of my favorite venues.
The Rave. This is not a boat show, so I'm going to take this.
Oh, darn, you have to
vest
derobe.
off. I do have de-vest is what it's
De-vest.
called, not derobing. This was at the Rave, as you said, and this was the Godless IV tour.
Yeah, I like that name.
It's a great fucking name. I love that name. Featuring Behemoth at the top of the bill, then Deicide, Rotting Christ, and Immolation. Tickets for this, we paid $17 with $10.57 in fees and $2.18 in tax, which is a whopping 62% fee rate. Now, why is that so high? Because these tickets were part of a Valentine's Day BOGO deal at the Rave.
Yeah.
So tickets were halved, but the fees were the same.
Yeah, we've seen that on like the BOGO deals. Like the fee is for two tickets or whatever. So,
but still, $17, solid fucking price for this show. And this was the very next night, Friday, April 24th.
Which is why we went to Malevolence, because we were already planning on driving up to Milwaukee, and we don't normally drive. We normally take the Amtrak, but this time we drove, which you'll find out why with the next show.
The very next night.
But we ended up driving, and but that's why we added Malevolence on, because I'm like, well, we're gonna be there anyways, might as well buy a ticket. So
right, exactly.
That's what I think.
And we got to check out XRay Arcade, so that was another selling point as well.
Yeah.
So and it was a boat show, so I got to wear a vest again, so that was another selling point. But we did have to work, so we worked from the hotel that day. Then after the show, we got like a quick meal, and then sort of just walked our way up to the Rave.
Yeah.
And it must have been like prom or something, because we passed so many kids where the women weren't wearing much of anything.
Yeah, we're old people now, because I'm like, that dress doesn't cover. Like, I have tank tops longer than that dress. So
yeah, we're old now for sure. Good thing we're not parents, I guess. I don't know.
I know, right? Yeah.
Anywho, so we're walking up to the Rave. It's still kind of chilly. It's going to be chilly, so I have my Behemoth sweater on. I take it off because I get a little hot because the sun's beating down on us. And as we get like a block or two from the Rave, maybe like 2 or 3 blocks from the Rave.
Yeah, probably 3 blocks. Yeah.
This dude comes walking towards us with sunglasses and a hoodie on. And I can't remember what he was singing, but it was like just sort of seemed like he was humming or singing something to himself.
Or something.
Yeah.
It was definitely like a scale.
And as he walked by, I kind of like watch him walk by, and he just walks by without saying anything to us. He's doing his own thing in his own little mind, own world. And I turned to you and was like, pretty sure that's the lead singer for Behemoth. And you're like, what, really? And I kind of look back and like pull out my phone because I've only seen him without the face paint and whatnot a couple of times on like social media. And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's him. And I'm 98% sure that was him.
I'm pretty sure it was too, yeah.
Which is really, really cool. Just out and about, chilling out a little bit, going through your skills. So I know a lot of singers will definitely have like a mixtape or something that they listen to. Not a mixtape, but like a vocal tape that they listen to.
Or like they had their warm-ups that they do.
Exactly.
Like that,
So just out and about, wandering around and whatnot. So I wonder if I did have that Behemoth sweater on, if he would have been like, oh, hey. And like.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe just wanted to be in his own
like, I want
world.
my... Because he probably did it like the VIP meet and greets or whatever. And now he's probably like... Well, no, because you would think for VIP meet and greets, they would be all painted up and stuff.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe this
not.
before. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Huh. Maybe they didn't do meet and greets.
Maybe they didn't.
Maybe. Yeah. Anywho, that was just a cool little sighting that we got to see.
Yeah.
This was also...
And of course, we didn't say anything.
Yes.
We don't talk to people.
We do not.
Yeah.
I'm also like, I wasn't 100% sure, so I was like, I'm not going to say something and embarrass myself.
Before you even said, like, that was the lead singer of Behemoth, I was like, he's in a band. Like, I could just tell by the vibe and, like, the humming and stuff. Yeah. And I was just like, he's in a band.
Yeah. Maybe we need to get better at that. Maybe we don't. Yeah. I don't know.
But this was a night that there was 3 bands.
Yes, there. Another night where they had 3 bands.
There was a Latino band on the ballroom stage, and I remember the name. It starts with a B.
Somebody in the basement.
Yeah,
stage.
somebody was in the basement as well. So we were on the 2nd floor.
We've been there before, and they've done that. And yet again, other than the line for one of the bands forming down by the road, I didn't see anybody from any other band.
Buckethead.
Buckethead?
One. Yeah.
Really?
It was in the basement, yeah.
Interesting. I did not know that. All right.
I had it like up here. I had to like get it out.
Interesting. All right.
Yeah. Once I saw people, what you were saying is like you didn't see other fans or whatever, other people in the rave.
Right.
Once I did because to get to the ballroom, they had to go through, or like the tickets.
Yeah,
were,
you have to go through.
To go up. And I remember seeing people going to the Latin show, and I'm being very stereotypical, but like with the black pants and the white button down, you know,
like
sort
the
of thing.
Southwest
style
and whatnot, clothing style.
It's just I'm being stereotypical, but I'm like, oh, they're not going to Behemoth. They're going upstairs.
Yeah. But yeah, like I love how that works, and you don't like hear the other music bleed over or anything.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
You don't hear anything, and even during Milwaukee Metal Fest, like you don't hear anything.
Yeah. Getting into the bands, they were on the 2nd stage. I think that's called Rave 2, or I don't know what no, this one isn't called Rave 2. I think the basement's Rave 2.
Oh, okay.
But we call the basement the
second
basement.
Stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call it the 2nd stage because during Milwaukee Metal Fest, it's the 2nd stage.
Yeah.
The merch was in the bar area.
Yes, I forgot about that. The merch was in the bar area.
Yeah, so they had it all set up over there. Normally, if you're on the 2nd stage or on the 2nd floor, the merch is all the way in the back by the women's restroom.
There's like a little cutout that you can have merch and whatnot.
Yeah.
But yeah, they basically took over the entire bar area.
Yeah.
Which that door to the bar was also open, so you can basically get like a sideline view.
Like right up to the stage.
And right up to the stage, which we hung out there for one of the sets. I think Rotting Christ. I can't remember.
No, it's Deicide.
Deicide?
Yeah.
Which was really cool to just sort of hang out there. We've never experienced a show from that spot. So
No, because they normally have that shut. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Immolation was fucking awesome.
Oh, Immolation, I could have listened to for 2 hours probably. Like if they ever do a headlining set, I would go because it was just
all these bands were awesome.
Of course.
Like Rotting Christ, we saw them for the first time last year at Milwaukee Metal Fest.
2 years ago, I think, right?
Whenever. It was a Milwaukee Metal Fest. I can't remember what one. They all bleed together.
Yeah, but we kind of stumbled upon them because we didn't know who they were at Milwaukee Metal Fest, and we're like, holy shit. Like they are so good.
Yeah. They were fucking awesome for sure. And I was super excited to see that. Immolation, like I said, I can't remember a whole lot of their music because it's been like a couple weeks and whatnot. It has been, But I do remember being like, God damn, this is fucking awesome.
Yeah, we were pretty close for Immolation, if I remember right.
And they're the band from New York, right? I believe they're from New York.
Yes. Rotting Christ is from Greece.
No, Deicide's from Greece.
No, Rotting Christ is from Greece.
Is it? Where's Deicide? Is Deicide from like Florida? Yes. Yeah, Deicide's from Florida. Okay. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
And then Behemoth's from Poland.
Poland. Right. Okay.
I was like, I'm pretty sure they're from Greece.
But to answer your question, we were middle. We were like right by the pit.
Oh yeah, we were in the middle.
For Immolation. And then we bounced around a bit. We saw the friends that we met at Slaughter.
Yep.
Ran into them, hung out with them in between sets and whatnot.
Yep. We would go outside to the patio because it was so hot in there.
Yep.
Like, I mean, the rave has air conditioning now, but it was so hot. Like, And during even Milwaukee Metal Fest, like that stage just gets so full that, I mean, even if you have air conditioning with all those bodies, it's not doing anything.
I do remember when Immolation went on, I was like, it's not that busy in here.
It took a little bit.
But then it filled up real nice.
Yeah.
Like it was a very populated show, which is awesome to see.
Yeah, because I remember saying, like, when it was filling up, I was like, I want to be on the floor for Behemoth, so we need to stop this moving back and forth thing. So we didn't stop, but we still got on the floor.
So, like, so far, like, this weekend or this week-long trip, it started on... Did it really start on Monday? Yeah, Monday, okay. Monday was Slaughter, and then going to Malevolence, and then here. Like, it just... Every show just got better and better and better for me. But, I don't remember a whole lot from this show other than, like, this was fucking awesome. I had so much fun. Getting to see Behemoth again was
Behemoth
fucking
was
awesome.
Fun. I don't want to say I was disappointed with Behemoth, but I felt like when we saw them with at Aragon with dancing, it was a lot better.
I will say that's one thing I do remember is at Danzig, their stage setup seemed more elaborate.
Yeah. Is it the size of the stage?
Maybe it could be the size. Like they had these little walk up things at Danzig. They were able to like walk up and like the guitarists and whatnot would go up there and like play for a little bit and then come walking down. This was just sort of flat, and it could be like the stage was just so much smaller. They didn't have room for that.
Yeah.
Or that could just be what they're doing this time around on tour.
Yeah.
They don't have the budget necessarily for this large production because maybe you got a larger budget going with Danzig or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But that is one thing I do remember too is like the stage setup was a little minimal compared to the last time we saw them.
Yeah.
They still had like their little costume changes they did, which was really cool. They did like a proper encore almost.
Yes.
Yes,
I forgot about that.
Where they came out, they threw their drumsticks and the picks out into the crowd and the set list out in the crowd and all of that, and then got off stage. But the lights didn't come up, so it was still like a built-in encore, but it felt like they were doing sort of like the, hey, have a good night, blah, blah, blah type thing, which did lead into their final song, which I really loved how they sort of structured this whole thing. So when they first came out, they sort of came out very slowly and sort of like because I mean, Behemoth, I don't want to call them a Satanist band because they get in trouble for that shit. But, the imagery they're putting together, like they're supposed to be coming out to like a religious service. And their god they worship happens to be a darker god. But you know what I'm saying. And they're coming out with like this very stoicism and honor, sort of like slowly walking out to their spot, and they start playing. They did the encore thing where they threw their shit out and they came out and they played a couple of their songs, and when that final song was over, they all basically walked that same path back off the stage, basically bookending how we came on is how we're going to leave without saying goodnight, without saying thank you. So the way they sort of structured that, having that middle bit where you throw those picks and the drumsticks and the set list and whatnot into the crowd made sense for that sort of imagery that you're trying to accomplish.
For like the end of this night. Or
you're
whatever.
Still able to give away those souvenirs to the people and whatnot, but also you keep that sort of theatrics that you're trying to present and whatnot, which I really loved how they did that. Didn't really talk much about the bands because, like you said, it's been a couple weeks since we've seen this.
For some reason, like this show, so Whitechapel I remember a lot, Malevolence I remember a lot, and then Behemoth I'm just like, I just remember enjoying it so much, but I don't feel like I was there like doing. So sometimes we talk about this like with shows, like I feel like a lot of times I'm like, well, we're going to talk about this on the podcast, so I need to like remember these things. And that night I don't feel like I did that. I was just enjoying the night.
I think I'm the same way. I
enjoying the movie,
enjoying the show,
enjoying the music, and I wasn't necessarily like, oh, I gotta like pay attention to like remember this.
Yeah, I definitely was like in the moment, just enjoying it, not thinking about what we had to do.
Yeah, and sometimes we don't get that because we are, more like, oh, we got to do our videos for Instagram. We got to do.
Which we did do. You still haven't posted those as of this recording. You're going to do it tonight, I think.
Yeah, so they will be posted before this goes up.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I just feel like I don't have that memory of like to be able to articulate what we saw.
I mean, I remember having a great time.
Oh yeah.
I remember enjoying it. I remember like meeting our boat friends and hanging out, chatting with them. I fucking loved doing that. Like the whole evening, like start to finish.
They're not boat friends yet. We haven't seen them on the boat.
They were on the boat. So
I know. I was just joking.
So I guess I could have worn the vest for all this because there's for all 4 of these shows, there's a boat connection.
There is, yeah.
The Boat Friends for Slaughter, Malevolence, the Boat Friends again so the Boat Friends were at the 2 non-boat shows.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. We had other boat friends at the Behemoth show. We just didn't run into them.
We did not. They were on the
rail.
rail. Yes.
Because one of her favorite bands is Riding Christ.
And it was her birthday weekend.
And it was her birthday weekend, so she was on the rail.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
This was a great fucking show.
I know. I feel bad that we're not articulating more about the show. We kind of just was like, Immolation, Riding Christ, Deicide, Behemoth. Okay, we saw them.
It was fucking phenomenal. And Deicide, ever since the Record Store Day album that came out, I think Once Upon the Cross, that's the one like Jesus is on like the autopsy table or some shit. Ever since that's the first time I heard them. It's like, holy shit, this is awesome. So I've wanted to see them live since then, and I finally got to, and it was fucking awesome. So I don't know what else to say other than this show is fucking awesome. The show or the tour name Godless IV is so fucking good.
And it was great that all of them have the same imagery, lyrics, everything.
Right. I think that's why it's the Godless IV. They're like like the big 4, they're the Godless 4.
Yeah.
So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah. This is fucking awesome. I don't know what else to say. Let's go ahead and move on to the last show, I guess, of the event or of the weekend for us.
Of the week, yes. Weekend, yeah. Which
was Amon Amarth, Dethklok, and Castle Rats at the Vibrant Music Hall in Waukee, Iowa. This is another boat show, so I'm going to throw on my vest while you read off the ticket prices and numbers. And
well, before I do that, I'm going to say this is why we had to drive, is because we drove up to Milwaukee and then we drove down to Waukee the next day. So I kind of alluded, like, we had to drive to Milwaukee. And so that's why we ended up going to Malevolence, because we had the car to go out there. Anyways.
Right. And go ahead with the prices real quick, I guess.
Okay. So this show was $49.50 for the ticket price and $14.50 in fees. No tax in Iowa, I guess. And then that's a 29.29%
fee rate.
29.29. So what do you want to say about me talking about driving?
I mean, the main reason we also went to this show is because we can't go to one closer to us, another one on this tour.
Yeah.
We're booked up when they're going to be in Milwaukee, so we were unable to make that, and I really, really wanted to see Amon Amarth basically again.
Yeah.
So that's the other reason we chose to drive to Iowa this weekend.
I'm saying that's why we had the car to go to Malevolence.
Gotcha.
That's what I was talking about.
I gotcha. Okay. But this was Saturday, April 25th, the very next day after the Behemoth show. Yes.
I remember this show a lot.
I remember the show a lot as well.
Yeah, which is crazy because Behemoth I don't remember much.
Maybe because there's some negatives with this show.
Yeah, maybe.
So maybe that's why
that's why, because with all the other shows, it's like we had things to critique.
There was like a negative about it.
Yes, and Behemoth were like,
there was nothing.
Negatives.
There was no negatives.
Except for it was hot. But other than that, like no negatives.
I didn't even get the hotness. I don't remember it being that hot.
Being hot.
Anywho, Vibrant Music Hall. This is a newer sort of...
Newer-ish, yeah. Did it open after 2020?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so. It's like partially owned by Live Nation.
Yes.
I've looked it up a few times. It seems like there's like a partnership and Live Nation that own this.
So our music friends, or not our music friends, or they are music friends, but our boat friends who we met at Slaughter and ran into Behemoth, when we were outside talking again, it transitioned to... What shows are you going to go see? What shows have we seen? And just talking about music and what shows we've seen. And we mentioned we were going to Dethklok tomorrow in Iowa. And they're like, where? And they're like, Vibrant Music Hall. And they're like, oh my God, that venue's awesome. You're going to love it. There's no restaurants really around the venue, but there is a hotel with a bar right next to it. And if you go there, the bands often hang out there. And I think they were talking about Killswitch, how they were there. And she was basically like, yeah, I'm not a big Killswitch fan, but the guitarist was right behind her or something. Well, she said that.
Right.
And she's like, I don't fucking know band members. So that was kind of cool. So we ended up driving there because it's Iowa and you have to drive everywhere in Iowa. There's no public transit or it's very shitty.
Not really, yeah.
So we got a hotel and we had to drive to this venue. And... there's the first issue.
Yeah.
You have to drive it. Everywhere in Iowa, you have to drive, which is really just how Iowa is. And this place is in a sea of parking lots and other buildings. The hotel's there with the parking lot, but you have to be in the hotel to stay there. They had a lane for VIP or premium parking or whatnot.
Premium parking, yeah.
And then they had other parking lots that were sort of taped off or blocked off.
They're literally just across the street.
Across the street. Yeah. We're like, we'll just go park there. But you had to pay, what was it, $15?
$15 to park there.
Cheap parking. But the issue is you have to drive to this place.
Yeah.
Like, why is there not a free parking option when you literally have to fucking drive here?
Right. That's the part that pissed me off is like, there's no other option. So every single show that they do, they're making money off of people driving.
Right. There should be a free parking option somewhere. Yeah. And if you want to pay for the right up front, I'm completely fine with that.
Parking way on the other end for free. I would have done that for absolutely fine.
I will walk half a mile or a mile to get to this fucking venue if I have to. But you literally can't do that. Right. Well, I don't know if you can't. I did see when we went to the hotel and got some drinks before the show.
Oh, you saw some people.
There were people who seemed like they were parking behind the hotel and walking over. Yeah. So I don't know if there's another parking spot or parking lot over there that is free to go to.
Well, it's not well visualized, I guess.
And maybe that's just one of the things as people who go to this venue over and over, like regulars and locals and whatnot, they know where those parking spots are, and we don't. Yeah. So, but that was one thing that was really frustrating. Like, $15 fucking for parking when I have to drive here. Like, this is fucking ridiculous. So we're already in sort of a pissy mood going in, to some extent.
I wasn't that pissed off. I was mad about the money, but I wasn't in. When you say like pissy mood, it makes me feel like you think that I was pissed off all night, which I was not.
Sorry. When I say pissy mood, I'm kind of sort of talking about myself, and I'm mainly directing that pissiness towards the venue itself.
Okay, yeah.
Like, this is a knock against this venue and a reason why I might not come to this venue. Okay. Or choose to, like, if a show's coming here and I see that, I'm like, you know what? No, I'm good. It's a Live Nation venue, even though it's like a minority share.
Well, we don't know what the share is.
Sure, yeah.
I haven't been able to find a posting of that, but I know it's Live Nation with a partnership of, yeah.
Yeah. So in some capacity, Live Nation's there, and it's sort of like, go fuck yourself, Live Nation.
And you could tell it's Live Nation. I mean, it looks like the other Live Nation.
I mean, it's just a cookie cutter venue. All of these new venues have this sort of, it's kind of cool. I do like the way they look, but they lack character.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they're all set up very similar. And just, there's just an empty warehouse. Like, even the Radius is sort of an empty warehouse that sort of lacks character to some extent. The Salt Shed has plenty of character because they chose to use an old building.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Well, the Radius is an old building. It's just an old warehouse.
Right. But it's just a warehouse, right? Like, so these new ones, though, have even less character than that is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Other than that, though, the venue it's new. It's fresh. There's a balcony. We didn't go up to that to check that out. There's supposed to be like this red room that you can
buy a
get
cheeseburger.
Upgraded to. The cheeseburger looked pretty delicious. I'm not going to lie.
There's a outdoor balcony thing, but I think that's off the red room as well. So you had to have
upstairs
upgraded ticket to go there.
They did have an outside that you can leave to go out to like smoke and whatnot and come back in. We didn't do that because you had to go back through security.
Yeah, you had to go, which is weird that you had to go back through security when you're like blocked off anyways.
I mean, it's not that blocked off.
It's
like,
not.
It's just like small fence. So technically or theoretically, you could have somebody pass something over to you.
But we've been to other venues, so you don't have to go through security at all, and they have no problem.
Very true. Yes.
Anyways.
Anywho, different topic.
A lot of bars.
Lots of bars
on all sides, which is very common in these venues. Yep. Like, there's bars everywhere.
Stage was pretty big.
The stage was big. The floor is just open. It's not like the Sylvie where you have to like step down into the floor. Yeah. It's just open, which I like compared to the step down aspect.
I honestly expected the step down aspect as well.
Because we had the Sylvie in mind.
Yeah, I don't know why though. Because I mean, we went to the one up in Green Bay. Epic. Is that the Epic Center? Mm-hmm. Really, that's the Epic Center. Mm-hmm. Okay, because you told me about that reel where the guys were talking about
Epic was number 1,
and I was like,
Rave is number 3.
And I thought we've never been there, but interesting.
So the Epic is built in a old, I think it used to be like a Gordman's.
Yeah, We did an episode on this.
We did, yeah.
The last time we did a episode on, well, not the last time, but one of the times we did an episode on Amon Amarth, who we're talking about today.
It is true, yes.
We went to that. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was our Wisconsin death metal trip.
Wisconsin
Deathcore trip.
Deathcore. I can't remember what the fuck I called it.
But basically, like, it was death or metalcore and death metal. So,
in any case, I was expecting that step down. It wasn't there. Get into Castle Rat, I guess.
Yeah, it's fine.
So,
explain what Castle Rat is.
Well, before we, all right. Well, I'll explain it my way. When they came out, they all came out dressed differently. The lead singer, she came out in this like leotard chainmail type outfit that was very cave woman-esque. I kind of felt
I don't remember
like
chainmail.
it was like metal.
Oh,
like,
was it?
Yeah, not necessarily chainmail exactly, but like a similar style of like melt whatever. I know what I'm thinking about. I can't remember if it's the bassist or guitarist, but he came out in the like raven mask type thing that was used by doctors in like the Renaissance or whatnot, or like the, I don't know when the fuck it was, like the Jack the Ripper time frame and whatnot. You know what I mean? With a look like that. And then you had a guy come out dressed like a vampire. And then you had the drummer who had like this sort of tribal mask and antlers thing on and whatnot. And I'm hit and miss when bands come out wearing the same sort of uniform or sort of look to them. It works really well with Slipknot. The first time we saw Omnium Gatherum, I did not like the denim.
The denim jeans.
But then the next time we saw them, it worked really well.
Yeah. I remember when we saw them and I made fun of their outfits.
Yeah, other band, like it's really hit and miss for me. Sometimes it works really well. Other times it sort of takes away from the aesthetic, I think. Also, when bands just sort of like wear their own shit and come out and do their own thing, you know what I mean? Like it's something I never really think about, but when you see it, sometimes it works really well and sometimes you can like critique it. This time when they all came out, I was like, this is fucking stupid. There's no sort of clear vision of what the fuck you guys are doing or what this is supposed to represent. Like, you're all just picking these random ass fucking characters that you want to like dress as. This is fucking dumb. I do not like this. And then they played their first song, and it was very, to me, old school metal sounding, like old school Iron Maiden like vibes and whatnot. So when the music started playing, I loved the music. I got really, really into it. It's just the fucking outfits, the stage sort of look was like, that's fucking stupid. The music is fucking great, but your look, no, I'm not vibing with this. Then, right after the first song, they had this sort of talking bit with the crowd where they start to tell the story, and it clicked for me. This is basically, they're fucking nerds. This is like a D&D campaign, and each person represents their character in the campaign. And they're going to walk you through the D&D campaign in between all the songs. And where they're at in that campaign, the song then takes on the next part. And they had this giant rat mascot or something come out that they ended up fighting.
Rat bat.
Rat bat?
Yeah, it was like...
Well, it became a rat bat, didn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It turns out it was just a woman in like this leotard and whatnot that they ended up fighting and all that. So by the end, I did come around to it. I started to understand what they were doing. The music I thought was great. I could have done without sort of the D&D campaign aspect of things for sure, but it was fun. It made me smile and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. I enjoyed that. I know you definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, I was done after 10 seconds. It was so stupid. In my opinion, it was so stupid. Like,
was it the music or was it the presence or what?
I didn't like the music. I didn't like the vocals. I didn't like the storytelling in between. I didn't understand because it's called Castle Rat, but then it like at first it's a bat, and then I look at you and I'm like, are we talking about bats here? Are we talking about rats? Like, what's the whole deal? I didn't like the sexualization of killing the rat person.
There was that part where she killed it, and we happened to be on the side of the stage where when she killed it, she like stabbed it, and she bent over
in a sexual way, stabbed it, and then like shook her butt.
And we were on the butt side, so we got to see the butt wiggle.
So stupid.
Multiple times, just stab, wiggle, stab, wiggle, stab, wiggle.
Yeah, I just didn't like it. there was a lot that I didn't like. I will not listen to them. I will not go see a show if they're, I mean, like, if they're there, I will go, but it's not, no, it's stupid.
I mean, it's on the playlist, so there's a good chance it's going to come up as we go through the year.
There's a skip button.
Are you going to at least give it a chance to listen to the music?
No.
I wish you would. I mean, I think the music is really, really good from like an old school metal standpoint.
I did not get anything really, really good about it. After 10 seconds, and then she started singing.
Okay, but this
But
this could be a thing where it's the mix of the venue itself.
No, it was not.
You don't think so?
No.
You do hate female vocalists.
It's not the music I like. It's not. I just personally will not be listening to this.
Okay.
There's nothing you can say to get me to listen to it.
All right, I guess we can move on then. I thought it was great. Not great's a strong word. I thought it was good. I enjoyed it. From a music standpoint, the show aspect, it got a little old really quick for me. This is also where we went to the bathroom and found out that they had speakers in the bathroom where they're pumping the music from the stage in there as well. You brought that up earlier. I can't remember what venue it was. It was XRay.
Yeah, XRay. But XRay's just so small you can hear the music. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, this is a co-headlining tour with Dethklok and Amon Amarth. I don't know why. It makes sense, but for the longest time, I thought Amon Amarth was the headliner and not Dethklok. And we walked to the venue, the marquee out front, the like little digital marquee they had, said Dethklok as sort of like the main draw. And I can't remember if they had Castle Rock and Amon Amarth up there, but like Dethklok was like front and center.
So is it a show, or is it a co-headlining where like one opens one night and one closes one night?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. It's always Dethklok.
Yeah, and I think this is where I said like it makes sense because they have like the screen and they're only doing that, and then like it was
they tear down so much easier. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with Baby Metal. We saw Baby Metal and Dethklok do Baby Clock, and you know Baby Metal was the opener for Dethklok at that standpoint. Yeah. So
yeah, it makes sense.
I was a little disappointed by that. I've seen Dethklok twice before this, once at the Boat and once at the Rave.
Yeah.
So I was sort of like, they're good. It's fun. I don't really need to see this again. I really want to see Amon Amarth. And then seeing that Amon Amarth wasn't the headliner, I got Ghost vibes again fuck, are they just going to play for like 30 minutes and get off the stage like they did with Ghost? But then they had a proper set.
An hour and 20 minutes or something. Yeah.
And it was so much fucking fun. I fucking love Amon Amarth.
Yeah. You stood by the pit and I stood off to the side.
You worked your way to the back to stand by the side. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I was off to the side, and then halfway through I went to the bathroom, and then I came back. And this is a positive about the venue that I want to say really quick. So there is the overhang from the balcony, and we didn't go up there. You mentioned that, but there is an overhang. Under that overhang, they actually have speakers, so it's not muffled at all for the music. It's something that House of Blues could take note of
here in Chicago,
because if you're not inside that little bowl,
it can sound like shit.
It sounds like shit.
Yeah.
It is horrible. So that is a big positive. And I only stood back there because I don't like, once I leave the crowd, I don't like to walk back through the crowd during the set.
Yeah,
In between sets, I'm fine, but not during the set, because I'm like, I'm not going to be bugging people. So that's the only reason why I stood back there. But so you tell your experience from being
like you said, I was by the pit. It was fucking awesome. I enjoyed being in the crowd. The energy was awesome. Well, I mean, so they came out, they played their first song. Everyone was just standing there, no pit going on or anything. Yeah, nothing was happening.
I thought it started right away.
It was like the second song, maybe even the third song, when finally, I think, so before they went on there, a guy comes up with 2 cups of beer. And I think this is the guy, I think that I saw him, where he finished both cups after like the second song or something like that, or in the middle of the second song. And I could be making this up, but I thought he just like shrugged his shoulders, threw the glasses in the air, and just started pushing people around him.
Yeah.
Because a part of me was like, I don't like to be in the pit, but there needs to fucking be a pit going on. What the fuck? I remember Iowa going hard. Iowa's not doing shit. This is kind of lame. And I was like, I wonder if I can just sort of
bump into somebody,
bulge my way, like bum rush my way around and just start running into people. Like, and then if that will start the pit. And basically this is what this guy did. Just like, fuck it, threw his cups up and then started bumping into people around him, and the pit opened around him.
Yeah.
People started pouring into it from outside the ranges.
Oh yeah, I saw people going. like in.
Yeah, and it was
Yeah.
fucking awesome. Once it opened, the crowd was fucking phenomenal. It was great. And like leading up to this, I was like, fuck, I can't wait to hear Hadron. I can't wait to hear We Rule the Ways. They're gonna play Put Your Back into the Aura, of course. Like just going through all the songs. Like they're not gonna play At Dawn's First Light, but it'd be fucking awesome if they did. They didn't play Hedron though, so I was a little upset about that. So on the way home, was like I need to listen to the Amon Amarth that I did not hear at Amon Amarth.
Yeah, we've done that at other shows too, where it's
Yeah.
like immediately when we're walking back to the car.
The Seer of the Gods they didn't play. They didn't have the Loki guy come out. First Kill they didn't have that. Like there, and it could just be that it was not a dumbed down show, but a stripped down show.
Yeah, because you have the co-headlining, so you're both playing an hour and 20 minutes.
Right.
So it's like instead of somebody playing for 45 minutes, then you play for an hour and 40 minutes. It's
Well, I mean, even just like
split.
stripped down in terms of not shipping all the gear around for the
that too.
Loki costume
that too.
and
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
They did have the giant Kraken that they ended up fighting, as always. They did have a couple people come out with archers. That was really fun.
Yeah, it is fun to hear people around that haven't seen the show, and I saw that a lot with
Did
people
you?
talking in between, which you probably maybe
No,
you
yeah,
didn't.
yeah.
But like when they have the Vikings up, or like the blow ups of the Vikings or whatever, and people, like everybody's like, oh, that's so cool, like sort of thing. And then like when the Kraken comes out and he's like fighting the Kraken, and like just hearing people see it for the first time is a lot of fun.
It was a fucking awesome show. From Slaughter to here, this was definitely my favorite set for sure.
For the Amon Amarth,
I was so stoked, so happy. I was glad to be in the crowd for that and like feel the energy and whatnot. It was such a great fucking time for sure. And then we get Dethklok coming out, and by this point I was sort of like, I'm good.
Yeah,
I've seen this before. It's gonna be the same fucking shit we've already seen, which it's fun, but like it doesn't merit necessarily a repeat visit because it's just going to be watching the screen and watching the animation, which I loved the show Metalocalypse, and I still haven't finished it. I really need to. They took it off HBO Max, and I'm waiting for them to bring it back. But and it's been around for 20 years apparently. I thought it was longer.
Oh yeah,
I thought it was like 2004,
that,
2005, but 2006 is when it must have come out. So
well, 2004, 20. Oh, you thought it was longer?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So again, it's like I wish you guys would not necessarily like. I want more episodes, more content that way, and more music through that, because every episode was, or at least the first season, it seemed like it was every episode ended with the song of that episode, and that's basically what they're playing here is the song with imagery from that episode. So you could just watch the episode and then get some good laughs and then hear some good music. So I went into this being like, whatever, we'll watch it, but it's not going to be that great. The thing that was different this time, though, there were a lot of new songs that we hadn't seen them play before, which was really cool to see. And then that brought along with it new imagery as well. So I thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah,
that
it's
they
a little
mixed
bit
it up.
change up compared to when we saw them in Milwaukee and then when we saw them on the boat.
It started the same way with the theme song, the Death theme, I think it's called, and then Mermaid Murder, and then the Duncan's Hill Coffee.
Mermaid Murder was at the end.
Well, no, I'm just listing off the songs they played. That, like,
sorry, I thought you were like one.
No. And the duel where it's like Toki and Squidguard dueling out and whatnot, becoming like their spirit animals and fighting. Yeah. So like, there's some really, really cool shit. The one thing that I'm curious about is the crowd banter when they were talking back and forth. Do you remember what they said?
No. Oh,
thank you, Milwaukee, for showing up tonight.
Yeah.
And both of us looked at each other like, this is not Milwaukee. You guys are playing Milwaukee in like a day or two or something like that.
And like in a half a month. But
yeah. Or like, do they fuck up? Like, who's the Pickles? Pickles the drummer. Pickles is from Milwaukee. That's his whole backstory and whatnot. It's like, are they just fucking up and thinking everything in the Midwest is Milwaukee, or like, is this intentional? And we kind of expected somebody to come out and be like, hey, you messed up. This isn't Milwaukee. This is Iowa. What's Iowa? And then like going through jokes like, oh, they just have a bunch of corn down here and shit. And like, I expected that, but no, they just kept up with calling it Milwaukee throughout the entire bit.
I'm sure that's like on every show though.
I'm wondering. That's what I'm wondering if it is or not.
Yeah.
So I didn't hear anybody in the crowd around us being like, what the fuck, they fucked up. Like nobody seemed to be doing that. So
we were the only ones.
it seemed like it. It really did seem like it. But no, I mean, the fact that they mixed up the set made it better for me.
Yeah.
I don't know if this necessarily deserves a rewatch or go to see the show every single time it comes around. So it really depends then on who the co-headliner is.
Yeah, to know.
Because basically, to me, I approach this as an Amon Amarth show with Dethklok. And that's how I'm going to approach these shows with Dethklok going forward is who is your headliner, your co-headliner, and that's the headlining show to me.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the big selling point for me.
Yeah. And I agree. It's not, I think like after like 3 or 4 songs, because it is exciting to, hear the songs again. But then after 3 or 4 songs, it's like, okay, I'm done.
If somebody's never seen the show, it's definitely worth it.
We were really excited when we saw it at the rave.
And it was a blast.
Yeah. But then after that, it's like, oh, I've seen this. It's fine.
And on the boat, everybody was super excited. Yeah. And after that show, I was like, no, I'm good. I don't need to see this again. And like, they've had multiple sets. And we're like, I'm not going to go see that again. Like, I've seen that before. They're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go check out a different band instead. So if you haven't seen it, it's definitely worth it.
Oh, yeah. I would definitely say see it once. But
for us going forward,
hard for repeats.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're a fan of Dethklok music, but like we had lunch with a friend the next day and he mentioned like, how can a fictional band from a TV show tour or whatever, like
they just play the TV show while they play the music. Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
It is really cool how they do it where they're all blacked out and you can't see
Yeah.
them. And they have like the TV screens going on. Like it is a really cool, fun time.
And the first time we saw it at the rave, it was even better because the rave just has such a big stage at the ballroom that you couldn't even see them on the boat. And then here, it's like just a shadow of a person.
Right. Yep.
So
I don't know. That wraps up our week of shows. 4 shows in 5 days. So fun little.
It was fun.
Way to get back into seeing live music after not seeing a show for damn near a month. It feels like April 20th, and then April 4th was the last show we had seen before that.
Yeah, so 16 days.
16 days.
Yep.
Just over 2 weeks. So
that's what happens when you prioritize family over music.
Music is family, the music family and whatnot.
But that's true. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. But it is funny because like we talked to a lot of people saying that we were going on a family or on a trip, and everybody asked me, "What band are you seeing?" And I was like, "Well, it's not for a band. It's to be
this
with
is
family.
A family thing. We're not going to go see any music."
Yes.
Yeah.
But people are used to us traveling for music. So.
Which it was fun. It was cool to get away and relax for a little bit.
It was, yeah.
But that was a long time without live music.
I know, right?
It felt weird.
Yeah, that's the hard part. Is not having the live music aspect.
So this was a fun way to force ourselves back into it and whatnot.
Exactly.
I was sort of dreading this because knowing it was back to back to back for those 3 shows and then Slaughter right when we got back home and whatnot.
Yeah.
So
and we were gonna try to see Uda.
That we did not
at
make
Reggie's,
work.
But that was like the day after, and I think I was in bed before the concert even started.
Right. Yeah.
So there was no way it was gonna work.
We were not hitting that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was fucking awesome. Live music is insanely fucking cool. We love it. So get out there, check out some live music, and maybe we'll see you at the next show.
Bye.